Good day, Prof. I'm Ryan of Team 5, and today my team comprising of Augustine, Chen, Roy, and Kish will be presenting to you our MOBLIMA app. Now, picture a situation that a staff member is new to this app and has to create an account. He is tasked to create a cineplex of a series of cinemas and a movie with multiple screenings at the cinemas. Later, a moviegoer will also make attempts to book these screenings, shown by Chen. We will also demonstrate certain possible scenarios and how our app will respond. So without further ado, let us begin. So first, the staff needs to create an account. So this is in order for the staff to do all the work. So for staff ID, there's only a few options: A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3, 4, Z, X, C, B. And we also have a super secret code. This is to ensure that not everyone can create a staff account, because the staff functions are very powerful. And so the first task on hand is to add a Cineplex location. Let's call it DG, that'll be God. And then let's create a bunch of cinemas. Okay, so the first cinema is created. It's a normal tab. Let's create a few others as well of different types. Okay. Okay, so we have a few others. Now note that there have been other cinemas that were created as well by other staff members at other cineplexes. So let's create a movie. And let's have Augustine number of cards. Let's call them 1, 2, and 3. And show status, I'll set it to coming soon. But the problem with coming soon is that not everyone can watch it because you are not allowed to create a booking. So let me try and change it. So now I go to update movie and I can change it. So for coming soon and end of showing, the moviegoers can't book it, but preview and now showing, it's allowed. Next, let's try changing a bunch of other things. For example, I'll change the title to Avatar, and I'll change the synopsis as well. So you notice that every time I make these changes, the updates are shown, like the title and the synopsis. Same for the others as well. Okay, so now let's take a look at what if I update other movies. So let's say I wish to remove a movie that was created by another staff member called McDowell, and let's see what happens. Let's try and find out what changes it caused. So the show status will change to end of showing because of this remove movie function. Okay, now let's try and change some of the multipliers. So we'll start with the cinema pricing. We'll set the normal to 1. Let's also set the deluxe to 3, the multiplier, and then let's update the seat price. Let's set normal multiplier to 1 as well. So you notice that I can actually change a bunch of things. I can even add holidays. So why not? Let's try and set the 9th of August, Singapore's National Day, as a holiday. Okay, then let's also change you might have noticed there's a sorting. We can change the movie sorting criteria. Let's set it as ratings. It can also be set to sales. That's basically the ranking of the movies from the perspective of the moviegoers. Okay, so remember that I had changed the markdown to, I had removed the movie, so it should be end of showing. Now, what happens if I were to try and create a screening for that one? Yeah, so you notice that it says that the movie showing has ended, which means that I wasn't able to create a screening for this movie because of the status. So let's try with Avatar, which we changed previously. And let's have it as a weekday. 7th of August is a weekday. So this will be my base class when I'm testing out later. Okay. Let's also set a few other different situations. So previously I had the National Day. Okay, let's also have more. Then we can take a look later on how it has impacted. So 12th of August is a weekend. So each time I make a new case, I only change one thing. So this time around, I'll be changing the cinema, like I'll change it to a deluxe cinema, but I'll keep the date the same. Yep. Okay, so they've been created and we'll take a look later. Then now, what if I were to want to update a movie? So there was a movie created, Thor, with a bunch of screenings. So let's try changing this one. I want to change it to 2. I like 2. Yeah, so then let's take a look. What if I so yeah, so you notice that the timing was changed, and actually by choosing 6, I chose to delete the show time. So let's take a look at what happens if I were to delete a show time. So yeah, the show time that I deleted is now gone. You won't be able to see it. And yeah, we'll be moving on to the moviegoer, and I will be, as a staff member, I'll be quitting this app.
Now, for the user segment of the program, we'll start off by creating a new user account. By doing so, and our username will be password. We are not an admin, so I'll key the letter N. Our name will be Augustine. Phone number, email. As such, as you can see, we have successfully registered a user account. Now I'll proceed to log out and log in to the same user account that we've created in order to show that the user account has indeed been created on the system. As you can see, we have successfully logged in. And now I'll log out and log in to a pre-existing user account which I have previously created in order to show that user accounts are persistent and last through system reboots. Now that we have successfully logged in into my pre-existing user account, I'll now proceed to show how users is able to see all the movies that are available in the system by keying in the option 4. And as such, you can see that all the movies that are available in the system are shown here. Now, as a user, I'll be most interested in the Avatar movie, which has the highest rating out of all the movies. And I will now proceed to make a booking in order to reflect the curiosity of the user. Now make a booking for the Avatar movie in screening 1. Now, for this booking, I'll proceed to show a user making a booking with a 1-seat gap. As you can see, I selected seats F1 and F3, which has a 1-seat gap in between, which our system does not allow. Now, by completing the booking, we can see that the system has rejected this booking and has given the user an error with a message saying that they are not allowed to leave a 1-seat gap. And now I will proceed to show how a user would go about creating a normal booking successfully. Now select the Avatar movie, screening 1, and seats 1 and F2. The normal ticket type. And as you can see, the booking is created successfully. You can view this booking by keying in the option 3 to view our booking history. And you can see that the ticket costs $16. And this is the price for a normal weekday booking. Now I'll proceed to show the holiday pricing when making a booking. So we'll proceed to make another booking, the Avatar movie. And this time selecting a holiday screening time, which is screening number 3. And entering the seats F1 and F2. A normal ticket type. And by viewing the booking history, we can see that the ticket price of $22 is more expensive than the ticket price of $16, and shows that bookings made on a holiday is more expensive than bookings made on weekdays. And now I will proceed to make a booking which falls on a weekend. Selecting the same movie, but this time choosing screening 4, which did happen to fall on a weekend. We select the same seats F1 and F2. The ticket type being normal, and by viewing the booking history, we can see that bookings made on weekends are more expensive than bookings made on a weekday. Now, I'll show you the price difference when bookings are made on different cinema types. So I'll proceed to make another booking on the Avatar movie, and this time selecting screening 2, which falls or has a deluxe cinema type. Now I'll proceed and select city D1 and D2, and we'll select a normal ticket type. And by viewing the booking history, we can see that the tickets booked on the deluxe cinema type is much more expensive compared to tickets booked on normal cinema types. With that, I will consider and I will proceed to show off the student pricing when making the booking. So we'll do the same movie, and this time we'll be student 1, C1, E2. And this time we select the student ticket type. Now we can see the successful booking in our booking history, and as you can see, the student ticket type is cheaper compared to the normal ticket type on the same day. Now I'll proceed to make another booking, time to show off the senior price, the same movie, same screening, and seats D1 and D2. And this time selecting the senior ticket type. And during the booking history, we can see that the price of $8 is significantly more cheaper compared to a normal ticket price of $16 and the student ticket price of $14. Now, lastly, I'll show the booking made using the ticket type of cards, where a user would select a card or will make payment using cards with special offers. Now we go ahead and select the same Avatar movie, screening 1, and this time seats C1 and or rather seats G1 and G2. And this I'm selecting the cards ticket type. And by viewing the ticket history, we can see that the ticket costs $14, which is a discounted price compared to the normal ticket price of $16. Now that we have gone through the booking process, I'll proceed to show how a user can make reviews to a movie. And to do that, we select option 1, which is the submit review option. And submit a review for the Avatar movie. Type in our comments, enter a rating of 5, and we can display the 5 movies. And as you can see, the Avatar rating has been increased from 3 to 3.7 with the inclusion of our review. And now, after showing this, I'll proceed to show you how the admin accounts are able to update the system configuration in order to change the sorting of the top 5 movies from ratings to sales. As you can see, now the user, when he selects the view the top 5 movie rating by the top 5 movies, it will now be sorted according to the highest amount of sales. The admin is also able to see this through the interface by entering either option 1 for viewing the top 5 movies by sale, or option 2 for viewing the top 5 movies by rating. As you can see, the top movie with the highest amount of sales is Avatar, due to the multiple bookings that we have made earlier. And by getting the movie by rating, you can see that the movie Avatar is of course the highest, with the highest amount of ratings compared to the other movies. Now with that, before I end off the movie segment, I'll proceed to the user account. This time, I'll show one of the edge cases where a user has decided to make a booking on a seat that has already been taken. This time we'll select seats 1 and 2. Select the normal ticket price, and as you can see, the system has returned an error which has stated that the seat has already been taken and the booking is not successful. And with that, I'll end off the showing of the user segment of the program. Thank you.
Alright, now let's take a look at what if the moviegoer doesn't have an account. What can the person do? So now we go to just browsing, and this is actually made for guests without accounts. So you can view all the movies, and you remember that Markdown was removed, that's why it cannot be seen here. Then we can also view the rankings based on the reviews and or the sales. We can also view the movie screening. So let's take a look at Avatar. So yeah, I've got the movie screenings here. And that will be it for what the guests can see.
For our UML diagram, we organize it according to the MVC or Model View Controller architecture pattern that we have adopted in our code design. As such, we can organize our UML diagrams into 5 main areas, starting from the views or boundary classes from the left, then the controllers or control classes beside it, and on the right, we have the models, which are entity classes. At the bottom of the diagram, we have the enumeration classes. We have also created utilities classes, which only contain static utility methods. Now, let us introduce the various classes. For our views, we have the various consoles like the login consoles, admin consoles, moviegoer console, guest console, and these act as user interfaces that caters to the various user types. These consoles provide a platform for users to retrieve information or to submit their requests, such as checking available movies or booking tickets through these consoles. All of these consoles inherit from the parent console class and provide modifications to suit the needs of various user types. In line with the MVC pattern, we created an organized data flow by creating control classes to handle user requests. We have a total of 7 controller classes, or manager classes as our group fondly call them. As their name suggests, the managers have the responsibility of managing a specific area, such as booking manager is responsible for bookings, review manager is responsible for reviews. All states are also stored in the manager classes so as to provide a single source of truth. These managers interact with our model classes, which are our building blocks of our program. Instantiation of this model or entity classes create individual objects like an individual booking or an individual cinema. Some of these entity classes share aggregation relationship with other classes. An example would be screening, where it shares an aggregation relationship with cinema, movie, and date time. A screening can contain a cinema, movie, seats, and a date. However, a cinema, movie, seat, and date can all exist even without the screening, making it an aggregation relationship over a composition one. At the bottom, we have 6 util classes, each providing different utility functions. These methods are static and can be called without having to instantiate an object of the class. The first util class is the data utils, which provide methods for data persistency. We also have a class called utils to convert user input into a corresponding choice so as to avoid repeating the logic every time we need to take in a user input. We also have the sales util class to handle all sales calculation. The date time utils provide some date string manipulation, such as getting the date or month from a date string. The price utils provide a method to calculate the price given a ticket. Lastly, the ID utils calculate the 3-letter cinema code given the numerical ID of the cinema so as to fit it into the transaction ID requirement. The last section is the enumeration classes section, where we have different enums classes for constants we often use. This includes advisory, movie genre, show status, ticket type, login status, and many others. So to conclude, we can see that with this design, views will always access or modify information of models through controllers and never directly, keeping the data flow organized and structured. Thank you.